Thanks for that, Lucy. And good to see you guys here. Everyone's getting a bit thirsty for a beer. It's getting late in the day, but 10 minutes of tin for you. We are in Australia, Tasmania. We've got the highest grade underdeveloped project in Australia, and it's the third highest globally. We're very much halfway through a PFS at the moment, looking to become a standalone 3,000 to 3,500 tonne of payable tin producer, which will take us into the top 10 global producers in the world, and just over 1% of global production. We're in a fantastic jurisdiction, Tier 1 in Western Tasmania. We've got a very strong mining history here. There's over 120 years of mining history in this region. Big world-class underground mines, Rosebery, the Renison tin mines nearby, which is doing 11,000 tonnes of tin annually and owned by Metals X, which is on the ASX. Really importantly, in this current tin environment, we're in unencumbered offtake from a Tier 1 jurisdiction, and I'll run you through where most of the tin comes from shortly, but the tin outlook looks really good. We've had tin projects in the Congo fall apart as little as last week, which was Alphamin, who have ceased production, which does 6% of the world's supply. And we've got a very healthy balance sheet to get the work done of just over $9 million in the bank. Just quickly on our board and our people, Mark Connolly, Chairman, myself, MD, and Andrew Boyd, our Technical Director. We all previously worked at a gold company called Oklo in Western Mali in Africa for 7 years, which we sold to B2 Gold in September 22. So we've come into Stella, we've changed the board, and we've got a team that can get this project through to production, and we're excited about doing that. We've attracted some good investors. 35% of our register held by Nero, Paradise and Regal. And as I said, we're well funded with $9 million in bank and moving through our PFS at the moment. Tin, it's a really interesting commodity. It's not a big market. It's about 300,000 tonnes a year. The 2024 tin production actually fell by about 4.5%. And a lot of that is due to the unreliable jurisdictions that tin comes from, being the Congo, Myanmar and Indonesia, where Myanmar tin mining was banned in 2023 in Wa State. The Congo, as I said, the Alphamin project, fantastic deposit, 4%. The Bissau mine was actually closed last week as the rebels from Rwanda are coming westwards across into the DRC. And Indonesia also has banned all unrefined tin exports as they move forward to trying to get proper licensing in check and their environmental concerns in that area. So there's a real doubt on tin supply, about 36% of that going forward. You can see there the refined tin total was higher than the tin concentrate total for last year. So that material has come from scrap and elsewhere, and the stockpiles are falling. So we see a real squeeze in the tin price. It's currently around $35,000 a tonne. We see the outlook pretty good for the next 12 months. As I said, the players, these are the main producers globally. You can see Alphamin there at number 4. Importantly, you can see Metals X there at number 8, who are one of the Western world's great mines, a tin mine, which is in Tasmania, just near us. That mine, Renison mine, as I said, produces 11,000 tonnes, of which Metals X have a 50% stake in. And we're looking to produce at 3,000 to 3,500 tonnes, which would actually put us in the top 10 global producers in going forward. Tier 1 jurisdiction, and what we like about it is unencumbered offtake here, which will be sought after. Just a snapshot of the area. As I said, well-endowed belt, over 100 years of mining here. Famous projects, the Rosebery, which is owned by MMG, still going. The Henty Gold Mine to the east of us. Our project is at Zeehan, where you can see those blue areas that we have granted mining licences. And our deposits sit in that circle you can see at the top there, Severn, Queen Hill, Montana and Unar. And I'll show you some work we've done on some early scoping, and all we're really looking at is 2 of those deposits at the moment, which is Severn and Queen Hill. We see great potential here for green tin. Tasmania relies 100% on renewable energy. All of the power here is produced from hydro and wind. They actually export power back to the mainland in Victoria. And we've got really good, strong community support here. We've engaged with the MRT, we're engaged with the Environmental Protection Authority and the West Coast Council. And this is an area that's, as I said, has had a long history of mining, and they're very supportive of us getting the project up and running. Our resource, it's high grade, it's open at depth, it's attractive metallurgy. Over 97% of the tin is contained in cassiterite, which is highly amenable to conventional processing. There's upside in the resource, which we will have out an upgrade in Q3 this year. We've got 3 drilling rigs on site at the moment. And importantly, we're very advanced in our permitting with granted ML. You can see down the bottom, or if you can see that chart down the bottom, where, as I said, that's grade on the left-hand side and contained tin down the bottom, and we sit, very, very high on that as far as undeveloped projects, 3rd highest, as I said, globally. And total resource there is just under 80,000 tonnes of contained tin at a percent, of which over half of that is in the indicated category. So with the new board coming on and management in the last 2 years, we put together an early scoping study to give us the confidence going forward to go into the PFS. And this was based on a smaller scale, 1,900 tonnes per annum production over a 12-year mine life with a pretty modest low production rate of 350,000 tonnes a year. What we're doing in the PFS is we're looking to produce almost double that tin production. We'll be up around 3,500 tonnes. We're going to compress the mine life to about 8 years, and we'll be mining at a rate of about 750,000 tonnes. So obviously that'll have a big impact on our MPV. Our CapEx will probably double because we'll be building a plant twice as big. Our all-in sustaining costs there, most important, about $18,000 US, very competitive on the cost curve, and that includes everything. That's mining, processing, shipping to a port in Asia. It's royalties, taxes and smelting fees in there. So very competitive. And you can see down the bottom, current spot price is actually about $35,500 tin. And this is on a small scale, 1,900 tonnes per annum. And we're looking to take this up to 3,500 in our PFS, which we're doing at the moment. Why do we think it's going to get better, and why do we know it's going to get better? This is a conceptual mine plan. The red area there is just the inferred mineralisation in our resource, and the yellow areas here is the inferred. Sorry, the red area is the indicated, and the yellow is the inferred. We've got 3 rigs at the moment drilling out that inferred area in yellow. All that we put into the scoping study was those red areas. This is an area that will have long hole stoping. It's very amenable to that. In each of these deposits, there's up to 3 individual loads, so we'll get high tins per vertical metre. And as we increase the mining inventory, obviously we'll increase our mining rate and our scoping. We've had some fantastic intersections below the resource in the inferred already. On that chart, there's 23 metres there at 2.2% tin in the inferred category. We've also started downhole EM work, and there's an EM target that outside the resource that we'll target. And similarly at the Zeehan deposit on the right, we've in our recent hole 21 metres at almost 2% tin. Again, fantastic grades. And again, that's in the inferred part of the resource, and we'll bring that through in our PFS work. So we're very confident we can upgrade the resource category to indicated. We're also confident we can bring more material in from targets such as the EM and some structural targets that we've identified as we go through in our PFS work. So in summary, we've reconfigured the board to drive the company from explorer to developer. We've very successfully raised $13 million this year, which is fully funding all of our work, our baseline work, our PFS. We're almost finished a 9,500 metre drill program. We've refreshed the scoping, as I showed you, and we'll be refreshing our resource in July this year. We're looking to put the PFS out in second half of the year, probably about September, October. And from there, we'll make a decision on proceeding forward on our DFS. And thanks very much for your time, and looking forward to updating you on Stella as we go forward. Cheers.